How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to today's video. Today we have a super special video for you guys going up on multiple channels today. Today we're going to be introducing the modelairlinerforum.com. We are super excited for this, and today we have a super fun video in store for you guys. My name is Redriveraviation. Of course, I run the YouTube channel Redriveraviation, all that fun stuff in the social medias. We also have Ali here from the Midwest Model Store. He, of course, runs the Midwest Model Store, the retail store in the United States. And then we also have Richard here from yesterdaysairlines.com. He writes fantastic articles about a variety of model aircraft topics, and we are super excited for today's video. This has been a project that we've been working diligently on for the last several months, and we're super excited to get this kicked off. So without any further delay, we're going to get started with today's announcement. So we'll all do a brief introduction here, and then we'll get started with announcing the forum for you guys. So like I said, my name is Redriveraviation. I run the social medias accounts for the YouTube and Instagram, and it's been a pleasure to do this over the last several years. Really enjoy it, and I'm very fortunate to be in this position today to be a part of this forum as well and getting it kicked off for you guys. And I'm really excited to get the outreach going for you guys there. And then I'll let Ali and Richard introduce themselves from the Midwest Model Store and Yesterday's Airlines respectively. So Ali, if you want to go ahead.
Sure. Hi, my name is Ali. I'm from Midwest Model Store here in the US. I'm really excited to be working with my friends Richard and Connor on the Model Airliner forum. Me and Connor actually started talking about this idea over a year ago, and then we really started getting into the actual work on the forum just a few months ago. Brought Richard on board, and he's been absolutely fantastic help. And we're very excited to launch it with you guys and start interacting and engaging with the other members of the community. The forum is really, well, you'll get to see here. It's a very, very, technically a very nice forum. The UI is fantastic. It's very fast. It's very easy to upload things. It's just a very modern forum platform. So I'm really excited for you guys to check it out.
Excellent, and I completely agree with that assessment. And Richard.
Hi guys, thanks very much. Yeah, my name is Richard. I run Yesterday's Airlines, which I've been doing since about 2014. Got the website yesterdaysairlines.com and various other channels, Instagram and Facebook, and at Yesterday Airlines. Yeah, I've known Ali and Connor for a few years now, and we've been looking or talking recently about a new way to connect with people and for people to connect with each other. And yeah, the new forum idea sounds like a really good way to do that. I think we're all really excited about being able to bring together different communities that we've worked with previously and different people that we've known in the industry and collectors, and get together and really be able to discuss the models in a really good way. So hopefully MAF is going to be a really cool way to do that.
Fantastic introduction to that, gentleman, and I completely agree with your guys' assessment on what we have going here. So like we said, this is the Model Airlines, modelairlinerforum.com, or also going to be known as MAF. This is going to be a super cool forum for you guys to interact, and it's going to be super fun. We have several items to talk about in today's video to show you guys what this forum is going to be all about, and we're super excited for that. So how this is going to be working is I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what each section is going to be about through this forum, kind of explain to you guys the principles of how it works and why we think it is super good. And I'm going to give Ali and Richard the floor, and I'm going to let them talk about what they think are any cohesion or complementary thoughts to go along with those items. So without any further delay, everybody, let's get this introduced. So on your screen, you guys are going to be seeing what the MAF or modelairlinerforum.com looks like. Personally, I think it is a stunning looking forum. It looks super nice, and it's just super clean in general. You have so many great places to go work with to start with all the threads and everything, and that's where I want to start with this forum. So the reason that we chose to make this forum is really we've been looking for the friendliest model aircraft forum today. And what we've been trying to do is look for a really fun, civilized place to have conversations with fellow aviation enthusiasts. There's a lot of different places out there where people can have these conversations, but we really, and I think Richard said it very well, we're really looking for a new place for everybody from different audiences, different places around the world, and really just different backgrounds to come together and talk about their passion for aviation in the model form, of course, with different let's see, how do I want to word this here? Not different backgrounds, of course, but also with just different model interests in general, like Richard from the United Kingdom, talking about that. Me and Ali from the United States, talking about that sector of aviation in the model form, talking about NG models, Gemini jets, and then some of the more popular manufacturers around the world, Panda models, Jet Hut starting to make a name for themselves, different ones like that, JC Wings. So what we're really excited about is to bring all this cohesion to the forum and really talk about all these different elements in general. And that's where the friendly part really comes in, because I think the aviation community is super friendly in its peak. And that is exactly what we're looking for with this forum, to have great conversations, just talk about all the different elements of aviation. And that is something that we're super excited for. So this will be the friendliest model aircraft forum out there. And that is what we're super excited about. So Ali, do you have anything that you'd like to add on to that discussion?
Yeah, thank you so much, Connor. I completely agree with you. I'm really excited to get into this, and I get to talk to, you know, there's a lot of, with the how do I say this? The discussions related to model aircraft today, it's split up among so many different platforms. There's people in different other forums, some of the older forums that are not as active anymore, some of them. There's a lot of Facebook groups people utilize nowadays. There's Discord groups. I mean, it's just split up among so many different platforms. It would be nice to get a lot of those people back into a more traditional forum where we're really all able to connect as a community and share our interests for model collecting in general, really. I mean, it's just something I'm really looking forward to.
Completely agree with that assessment. And Richard?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you guys are saying here. I mean, obviously, there's lots of different ways for people to talk about models at the moment, but as you said, they're generally pretty split up. You've got the old forums, which have had a lot of good conversations on them, but aren't always the nicest places to spend time, to be honest. And then you've got the newer media, you've got Facebook, which can often be pretty cool as well and a good way to connect with people, but you don't tend to have the same depth of conversation in Facebook. It's a lot lighter. And then obviously Instagram again, which is great for images, but again, you don't tend to have back and forth with people as much as you would perhaps like to. And then you've got other media like Discord. So it's kind of what we're looking to do, I think, is be able to create a quality forum where people can actually have really good discussions about the models, but at the same time still be able to connect with their other platforms as well. And also the new forum is going to be really strong on images and that kind of stuff too. So it's not just going to be talking, it's also going to be in other media styles, video and imagery too. So we're kind of hopefully bring it all together in a place where you can still connect with the other ways, but this is going to be hopefully like a glue which holds together, you know, the community that which we're hoping to build here of people that have previously been on the other forums, older collectors, but also people that are in more modern media like Discord and such, who are probably a bit younger. And I think by bringing together, you know, older collectors who've got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and younger collectors who've got a lot of interest, especially in the newer brands like NG, then I think that's going to build a really vibrant community where people can learn from each other and talk, but in a way where, you know, no one's going to be getting, you know, upset. So that's kind of, yeah, I think what we're all trying to achieve here, really, to bring together the best aspects of Facebook, Instagram, and the other forums, but in a way where, you know, it just works really nicely and everyone feels, you know, good about it.
Fantastic wording, Richard and Ali. That was very nice. And I couldn't have said it better myself. We're really looking for all that cohesion, and the word depth. I really like the word depth there, and really just bring all these different platforms, bring the best of it. And that's why we've been working diligently on this project to ensure that the forum is perfect for all those elements. And that's what we're super excited about. And that's where we're going to start with the excellent UI of this website. This will be the first pointer that we talk about today. And really, it's just absolutely incredible. First and foremost, this website just clicks, clicks, clicks. It is one of the fastest websites I think I've ever used in my entire life, and it never fails. I've been on here so many times to get us started on the beta, and man, it's just been super impressive to me how fast and smooth it is, and it's just absolutely awesome. So everything just super nice and clean looking. There's not any bad looking sections whatsoever. It's just nice and simple. It's easy to read, nice fonts, and just nice and clean. I love the UI of this website. Not to mention as well, we'll talk about this more in the media section as well, but the pictures that can be put on the form, for instance, like the text always looks great, of course, but even the pictures that you can see as well, it's just so easy to click on them, zoom in, look at all those items, and you can actually get a clear, detailed look. Like for instance, if you want to see what the detail of the L1 boarding door looks like on an aircraft, you can easily see that now and zoom in. And the other thing to go along with this, not only is the UI excellent on desktop, it is super good on mobile phones. If I get my phone here and kind of give you guys a brief look at it, so you guys can, or actually I'll just put a screen recording on the screen. Sorry, let me just put a screen recording on the screen. And as you guys can see, this is just so clean. You can literally zoom in the pictures without clicking on it. You can text easy, just all of that. And that is so awesome to me. And that's a really good seller point of this forum, in my opinion, because it is so nice to finally have a forum that we can easily just get on, type, not have issues, and actually be able to do stuff, which that's one of the toughest things about online stuff is sometimes on mobile phones, which is what we have all the time, it is super challenging to be able to do that conveniently. And that is one thing that I absolutely love about this forum. They complement the desktop version. So not only can you use it at your house, but you can also do it on the go, wherever you may be in our busy lives today. So I think that is quite cool. And you can stay up to date with all those applicable details. So Ali, what are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I think the UI might be one of my favorite parts of the whole forum. It's just such, like you said, it's such a fast platform. It's so easy to navigate, so intuitive. Us three, I mean, we spent a while kind of going through the entire platform and just trying to make everything as easy to use as possible. And I think we did a good job of it. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy using it.
Completely agree with that. And Richard.
Yeah, no, as before, you guys have said good stuff there. I mean, the good thing is that we haven't built this forum up from the ground up ourselves. You know, we're using Zenforo. It's a big company. It's well respected and it's going to be well supported. So you're not going to have problems with it going up and down and things not working. We've been doing the beta testing. There hasn't really been a single bug yet because Zenforo has done all the testing in the background beforehand. So all we've been doing is modifying the look and feel somewhat and deciding, what the sections will be called and things like that. The forum is going to be super easy to use because they've got a team of developers working on it, making sure that the functionality works and looks good. And as Connor said, this is going to be the first forum which works on mobile. And so you can actually, use it on the go. Whereas, previously, the other forums that exist, they're kind of lumbered with this legacy software, which is end of life and makes it very difficult to do things like manage images and such, even on desktop, let alone on mobile. So this forum is going to be, look and feel wise, I think, streets ahead of what's been possible before with forums. And that's one of the big things, really. I think that we're being able here to bring diecast forums for aircraft into the modern age, really. And hopefully that'll be a big benefit, especially to younger users.
And hopefully for a long time to come. Zenforo has a lot of support. They update it regularly. This should be a platform that we should be able to use very well for a long time to come.
Absolutely awesome stuff, gentlemen. I couldn't agree with more with that assessment. Excuse me. It's just so awesome to see the ease of access and people just being able to come on here, use it conveniently, not have issues. I think they got back to Ali with just a couple of small issues we had within like 10 minutes, which is crazy to think about. So this forum is absolutely awesome, a great foundation. And personally, I think it is one of the best elements of the forum, like Ali said, to say the least, which is absolutely awesome. To complement that, to go along with that, since the forum's foundation is so good, why don't we make it good from our side? And that's one of the things that I'm super excited about. We kind of touched on it, but let's go a little bit more into detail about this. Fun and civilized conversations, man. In today's world, it is very easy to get in a huge argument about whatever the case may be, and especially with differing opinions from around the world, it is very easy to just boom, 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 get in a huge argument or disagreement about anything nowadays. And it's challenging not to, especially when people have so strong of opinions. It's very easy for that to happen. But that will not be happening on this forum. What we're going to be doing is having fun and civilized conversations, because those two are key words in my opinion. Having fun. This is model airplanes, guys. We're not going to work. We're not doing any of that. Why don't we have fun while we're talking about a passion of ours? That is kind of the point of a passion hobby, right? Is to have fun with it. So that is the number one word with this forum. We're going to have fun on math. It's going to be super exciting. And I'm always excited to come on here and see all the different airplanes that are being put on here, all the different airports already, the releases, especially getting going to in the beta. So that's just super cool to me, and get to see everybody interacting. It's so cool to get replies from people saying that is awesome, or that looks really good. And that is what I'm talking about, civilized. I'm fine with people disagreeing or doing anything like that, but it needs to be in a civilized connotation, because if not, it's going to turn into a massive argument. So for instance, if you disagree with how an L1 boarding door looks like a 737, that's perfectly fine. Just say, I think that it looks better this way, or I think this, or I think that. It doesn't have to turn into, well, I think you're stupid because it doesn't look like this. We're not going to do that here. What we're going to do here is be civilized, and if people have a slight disagreement, we will talk about that. And that's fine. And that it is kind of helpful as long as it's in a really good connotation, so you don't get messed up and caught in the fact of an argument. It's just, okay, this looks different this way. It's kind of one of those things. It's critical thinking, right? So you can, in the background, you can think about it a different way, which could be helpful for somebody, but it's also helpful not to get in a massive argument and get people to leave a place for that. So that's what's super exciting to me about this forum, is not only will it be civilized, but we can have fun with it. And I think that is super awesome for a passion and a hobby like this, is to enjoy it, and thinking about it in different ways I think can be quite helpful. Critical thinking is a word I really like to use there, and I think that will be really helpful to think about it in different ways in a civilized manner, therefore turning into a fun experience. And that is what I'm super excited about for this forum. So Ali, what are you thinking about this?
I completely agree. I think, yeah, this is a hobby. I think for everyone probably that's going to be in here. I mean, this is just something that, you know, we like to enjoy. It's a passion of ours. Aviation is a passion of ours, especially commercial aviation if you're into this stuff. And model collecting is just something for fun. It shouldn't be something that causes stress or a headache or anything like that. So yeah, just have fun with it, and don't take it too seriously.
And Richard.
Yeah, no, I agree, guys. I mean, obviously, you know, yesterday's Airlines is all about being quite critical and analysing the models, and that's something I really like, and I think it's really important, and it's something I want to see on the forum too. But there's, you know, you don't have to be a jerk basically to do that. You can, you know, you can still analyse and talk about the models, but keep it to the models. One of the things that you sometimes see, especially on some of the forums, is people get very much, you know, in, like someone says something, oh, I don't like this model, and then someone like attacks them as a person. It's not personal, and it shouldn't be personal. It should be about the models. You know, yeah, there are good models and there are bad models from everybody, and we should be able to discuss that without getting upset or calling each other names like idiots, you know. So that's, you know, we're not planning on this being a really, you know, forum where we have to do moderation. Basically, it should be a friendly forum from the off. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. So I'm expecting, you know, that this isn't going to be a big issue for our forum, because hey, we're nice guys, and I'm sure most of the people on the forum will be nice guys as well. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a big issue, but I think that it's one of the key things that we talked about when we talked about forming this, is that we want it to be a friendly forum, a forum for everyone where everyone feels welcome.
Absolutely, could not agree more with that. And that just really sets a baseline principle. Is it's so awesome that we're going to be able to have these fun and civilized conversations. And like Richard was saying, we don't need to be a jerk about it. We don't need to do any of that. We can just sit here and analyze the models. That was the other thing I kind of forgot to mention. Just assess them and see what they're all about, and do it in the right way. And that is what I'm so excited about with this forum, is everything's going to be done in the right way. It's going to be super exciting, especially thinking about everybody coming from different backgrounds and places from the world, to be able to do it in that connotation. So that's super exciting to me. I think that'll be one of the best parts of the forum, is people are going to be complimenting each other rather than discouraging each other. And that is something that we have to be super excited about with this forum. Speaking of which, going into our next section, which is super exciting, there's some really good parts of the forum. So obviously you have the full threads page, which is really helpful if you want to look into a particular section, your 1 to 400 stuff, your 1 to 200 stuff, your model airports, and please let us know. And obviously, as you guys use the forum, if you guys would like to see other elements, we'll definitely integrate stuff as applicable, which will be quite helpful. But also you got your military section too, which is really helpful. We also have some real life aviation, just if we want to talk about something different, it'll be nice to have that variety there. So as long as you're posting everything in your appropriate sections, you'll be really helpful there. You also got your what's new section, which is really helpful. So there's plenty of tabs here if you want to see different elements, like the newest post or the newest media stuff, as we'll talk about here in a minute. Talk about your profile stuff, and really helpful just going through kind of some different tabs here. One of the coolest things as well is your media page. I don't think I've ever seen really anything like this, but it's really cool. So this is actually hyperlinked, and what's going to happen here is this will attach to anything that you post on a thread, and pretty much just put all the pictures in here. We definitely look to expand on this feature going into the future, but literally any picture that's posted will be posted here. So if you just want to say, hey, I just want to look at model airplane pictures today, just come to media and just start scrolling. And it's really cool to get to see all those different details. And like and I love how everything goes back to each other. And this is going to be going back to our excellent UI, because literally you can just click on this and just look. There is no issues. You can do it on mobile, you can do it wherever you want. And that is so cool to me, and I think it's going to be really helpful. You can also make albums, which is really cool, and that'll be nice to categorize items, and I'm sure that we'll definitely be using those features to begin as well. And then you can also look at the members page. It's really cool. It also has a point system, which is starting to get that fully analyzed, which is a cool point system pretty much your activity determines what your score is. And it's really cool, and it can be a little bit competitive, but it's really cool to see, okay, who's been the most active, who's been here, and all that. And if you're active, you'll be rewarded by being on the notable members, is kind of what it's called. So that's really cool. You can see all different things. And the other thing I really like about this compared to like other things is you can literally on desktop, and I'm sure you can do this on mobile too, you can just hover over an account and it literally shows you all the basic details. So for instance, with the Midwest Model Store, you can see from Southern Indiana, he joined on September 28, 2022. He was last seen yesterday at 9:51 p.m. He has 25 messages. That is awesome. It's so easy. You can literally, for DMs, you can just push start conversation, then you can start a conversation right there. You can push follow, and you can go to follow right there. And it makes it so easy to use. And then you also have your mail icon, which shows you your conversations. So literally it's right there, super easy to click on. And then of course you also have your notifications, or alerts as they're calling it in this case, and you can see what's going on. So for instance, yesterday Airlines replied to a thread on my full 1 to 400 collection. So it's really easy right there. So you're like, does anybody reply to what I've been posting? Yes, because you can see it on your alerts. It's really easy. And then of course you have an easy search button, which you can put in your keyword or whatever you need to put on there, your filters and whatnot with the advanced search and everything, and find whatever you're looking for. And that just goes back to the easy UI, but really want to explain that in detail so you guys can start using these features and really getting into the detail of that. So Ali, what are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I really like a lot of the features that the forum has. It is, like I said, it's very intuitive, very easy to use. The UI is fantastic with this, so you guys should have no trouble navigating throughout the forum. But especially the media section that Connor showed you guys is a very, very cool feature, because not only can you filter, like if you want to see 1 to 400 aircraft, the stuff that came up in the 1 to 400 threads, or even the 1 to 200 if that's what you're into, or the model airports, which is probably going to be arguably one of the coolest sections to really get to see what people have done and take inspiration from their work. But it's just such a cool, content, and it shows you. It starts off, I believe it's in order of when stuff was posted. So
yes,
you get to see a lot of the more modern models, the recently released models. A lot of those will stay up on the top, and some other just really cool models that people are talking about. So it's just a really cool feature.
Completely agreed with that. And Richard.
Yeah, no, I mean, as again, you guys have said a lot of good stuff there. I mean, I think one of the key things about the forum is that it's simple and easy to use. We've actually cut down the number of possible sections there are, because we want to give people freedom. And one of the annoying things about forum sometimes is there are so many sections, you don't know where to post your thread about stuff. We want to make it easy for people to post. So we've got, 400 scale, 200 scale model airports and military, and we haven't got loads of other sections. We want to give people that freedom to be able to post and know that they're not going to get in trouble for putting it in the wrong place. So that's really key. I think that as you guys have talked about, the media section is really powerful. As Connor said, it sucks the images, or you can see the images that are posted in threads in the media section, but you can also create your own folders, and they can be personal folders. You don't have to share those with other people if you don't want to, or you can share them. I think that's really powerful and a good way to be able to see some really cool pictures. And we've talked a bit about, amongst ourselves, about possibly expanding that out, making it look a bit more like, say, airliners.net, where you've got, the top 5 pictures or most recent pictures in somewhere. So we're going to look at maybe doing some more with that, but I think it gives a lot of future-proofing and a lot of cool things that we can do with the images. So it's not just words, there is also text, there are images too. And lastly, another point that Connor touched on in the members area, obviously we want the forum to be sticky. We want it to be somewhere that people want to come back to and want to use. Zen4 obviously work on making it gamey, gamifying it. So yeah, as Connor said in the member section, the more you do, the more reaction scores and points you might get, and we can do stuff with that in the future perhaps as well. So hopefully it'll be fun and easy to use, and something that people will want to come back to and really enjoy.
Completely agreed with that assessment, guys, and you guys did a really good job noting all those items. Completely agree with that. And yes, completely agree also with the members talk and the media talk, excuse me, as well. We're definitely looking to expand on those features as well, but we really just wanted to get this off the ground since this is a big time forum. So we're really excited for this, and this is going to be absolutely awesome in those departments as well. Okay, so into a couple of different items that we're also going to be talking about. So first and foremost, the upcoming exclusive content, which we're super excited for. So we're really excited to make this some exclusive content to really find a way to make the forum really unique. So what we're going to be doing is making some exclusive content between the three of us. So personally, myself, what I'll be planning to do is really anything that you guys want to see. So I'm going to be experimenting with some different things, but perhaps doing some video reviews, actually not like actual like YouTube videos, but actual videos for the forum. So maybe assessing a model in a different way or something like that, or really just talking about different critical thinking elements of model airplane collecting. Like for instance, maybe assessing some different, some different elements of model airplane collecting that I wouldn't do on YouTube, for instance. So maybe talking about like how to collect model airplanes, or maybe like some how-tos, different things like that. Or maybe just also maybe I'll show some models that I get exclusive on the forum first before I post YouTube videos or something like that. So I'll be doing some different things to experiment with it, but it'll be really exciting to format it in a different way and get to see, like for instance, stuff that I do before it goes on YouTube or something like that, or maybe stuff that won't even go on YouTube. So really experimenting with it in different ways like that, and it should be pretty fun. but again, I'm always open to suggestions. So feel free to voice those if you guys have that, or like I said, an exclusive model review, or really assessing something in different detail, like taking pictures and seeing, okay, so here's the detail on this aircraft and here's what it looks like, that sort of thing. So that's really cool, and I think it should be pretty awesome. So excited for that exclusive content, and along with that, we should have some more. So Ali, what kind of exclusive content are you thinking for the forum?
Well, being the owner of a retail operation related to obviously 1-400, I'm not entirely sure what I have planned for the future with the forum in terms of any kind of exclusive deals or anything like that. But there's definitely a lot of room for opportunity for that kind of stuff. So if you guys are interested in any kind of exclusive deals or anything like that through Midwest Model Store, definitely check out the forum, stay active, and you'll see stuff get posted on there as I work on that.
And again, nothing's set in stone yet, so we're still thinking about ideas and all that fun stuff. So we should be good to go for a long time to come there. And Richard, what kind of exclusive content are you thinking about?
Yeah, well, I post a ludicrous amount of content. I post like almost every day at my channels. So I've got this huge backlog sitting in a Trello board of stuff which is ready to be posted. But one of the cool things about the forum is that the UI is so good that you can easily post content in there directly. So yeah, I've got a few ideas of different threads that I might post about. And I might also do some looking around the collection. You can probably see some of it sitting in the background. That's only a small portion, as you guys know. So yeah, it's all been moved to this new hangar space in the last 6 months or so since I moved from New Zealand back to the UK. So yeah, no, I've definitely got some content I can slip in the forum. So yeah, definitely people keep an eye on the forum for exclusive content from myself and Connor.
There we go. Sweet. So very excited for the exclusive content, and that should be really fun. And we may make a whole section for it or something like that. But for the moment, definitely expect it because it's going to be really fun. And if you guys are interested in doing anything like that, feel free to contact us, and we'd be more than happy to voice those. So that should be really fun going into that. And then last but certainly not least, also expect some sort of giveaway to come within the next few weeks. We're really excited for that, and just feel free to be active on the forum because that's probably how we're going to be depicting who wins the giveaway. We'll talk about that more going into the future, but we really want to reward your guys' activity and really what's the word, cohesion to the forum, because we're looking for fun people to talk to and just activity in general. And this will be more of like a deserving type thing rather than a random type thing, because it will be really cool to reward people that use the forum, are active on it, enjoy it, and all those fun items. And we're really looking for people that want to talk, want to have fun, want to be civilized, all those items. And that's what's so exciting about this, is we'll be able to do that with this forum. And it'll be really exciting to reward that, and definitely expect that to come. We'll talk a little bit more on the details when we get there, but again, expect that to come as well. So Ali, do you have anything you would like to add to that?
Yeah, I think, like Connor said, stick around, get to using it. If you like it, obviously stay with it. We'll be hosting a giveaway here shortly, hopefully within the next month or so of launch, within launch. So for you guys who are active and sticking with it, this will be for you guys.
Completely agree with that. And Richard?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really selfish in this. I want to see what people are buying. I want to see what they're building. If you've got a model airport, I want to see what it looks like. If you're doing custom models and things like that, then I want to see that too. I've made some really cool friends, and I've seen some really awesome work that's been done by people, and I want to see more of that kind of stuff. So, start threads, show us what you're doing. And, I want to discuss the models with people, and I'm sure that Connor and Ali do too. And so, it's all about making that community work, making the site sticky. Obviously, we'll probably give out some rewards for people that are doing that well. But obviously, just from my perspective, I want to be, talking about model airplanes. I want to be seeing people's model airports. I want to be involved in that kind of thing. So selfishly, I want people to post because I want to see what they're up to. It's not just about me spouting on about yesterday's airlines. I also want to see, what your latest custom model is, or what model you bought that looks really cool. And I don't buy every model in the world. So, I'm interested in seeing, what models look like. I want to see pictures of the latest releases when you've got them, especially if you've got a cool setup with a hangar or something like that. Then that would be awesome, mate. And it doesn't have to be like the most amazing thing in the universe. You don't have to spend like 2 years building this thing. You can, it could be quite simple. Like I say, the forum isn't about judging people, and it's about communicating. So if you've been doing stuff, feel free to post it. We want to see it.
Completely agree Really, really good point, Richard. And that's just so cool to think about. Like, for instance, with new releases, we don't get all the new releases, obviously does. So if you live somewhere else or if you want to post something different, feel free. And maybe in the future, one thing we could do is we can have you guys, you can click a category for a media album, and we can have albums of every single release. That would be historic, to be honest. So that would be really cool. There's just so many different layers and elements that we're going to build on. And that's what's so exciting, especially somehow already going into 2023 and all those fun items, is we're really going to start to hit the ground running on new features, new innovation. And that's why this forum is going to be super fun, civilized, energetic. It's going to be super fun. We're really excited for it. And like Richard said, it doesn't have to be impressive. Like, for instance, if you just want to post a picture of the latest release you got, just try to get a decent background and post it. Go ahead. Or for instance, like you said, if you have a hanger that you've been working on for 3 months that took a lot of time to build out of wood and whatnot, please post it. We'd love to see it. And especially Richard, for instance, posted a model airport that he's got going. And man, it is so cool to see all the detail, all the retro elements, all the ground service equipment. That is so awesome to me. And let's bring different elements. Let's bring those different layers of aviation, and let's really turn it into a community. Like, obviously, a community can be small or big, but let's turn it into as big as possible. Get as many different elements of aviation going. So for instance, if you live wherever, United States, United Kingdom, New Zealand, Asia, Africa, South America, wherever, Europe, you name it, Mexico, Canada, please post this stuff because we would really like to see it. We'd really like to get involved with different layers of aviation. And that's what's so exciting, is we can see all this different grasping coming together of the aviation community. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see that. So I'm very excited for that, and I hope you guys are as well. So Richard, did you have something to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, the 400 scale especially, I mean, we've got 200 scale on the forum as well, though that's not my personal scale, but I know it is for a lot of people. But the model collecting area is in a really good space at the moment. I mean, certainly I can speak for 400 scale. There's never been a time, I think, when there's been as many manufacturers, certainly not since at least the early 2000s when it all started out. So there's a really good range of models being made by a really good range of companies. There's a huge, you know, maybe it sometimes doesn't seem like there's huge diversity, but there is. You know, I mean, you're getting people releasing Tu-134s, you're getting people releasing 787s and everything in between. It's amazing. There are molds being made now that, you know, a couple of years ago, we would never have expected to be built. So it's an awesome time to be in the hobby, really, and to be discussing the models and to have, you know, a place like MAF where we can bring all this together and talk about this sort of stuff. So I think it's a really, really key thing, a really important place and an important time. I think it's a really opportune time for us to start this new forum, and hopefully you guys agree and we can all get together and, you know, go on this journey into 2023 when I'm sure there'll be lots of really cool releases as well from all these new manufacturers like NG and Panda, Aviation 400, YU models, you know, lots of brands, HYJL wings, as well as the traditional manufacturers, you know, Phoenix and Gemini and JC and such. So yeah, I think there's a huge possibility for us, an opportunity with the forum, and I think it can only, you know, grow and do well.
Well done, Richard. Completely agree with that. And Ali, anything to add to that?
Yeah, completely agree. This is like really one of the best times to be into 2400. There's so much going on. There's so many new models coming out. Like Richard said, there's so much more diversity than people realize. If you really look at what's coming out from all the different manufacturers, we're getting so many different and unique models that we really would not have thought it would have been possible, but are now possible. So it's really cool to see, and definitely a really good time to be engaged with the community.
Like, for instance, just look at the background of Ali's picture right now. Who would have thought that we would have got 3 Condors in the same release from one manufacturer? That's insane to think about. So that's really cool stuff. We're really excited for Matt. It's such a cool forum. Feel free to share it with your friends or anybody else that you feel like would use the forum, because we'd love to get as many people on here as possible. It's going to be a super exciting forum, and we hope that you guys choose to try it. Link in the description, of course. Feel free to go check it out. It's going to be an awesome forum. We are super excited for it. Come interact with us. We're going to try to reply to every single person that we can, because you guys most certainly deserve it. Again, like Richard was saying earlier, we want to interact. We want to talk to you guys. We want to see what collections you guys have. We want to see what kind of airports you guys have. So go put it on there, because we're going to be excited to see it. We are super excited for it. And most certainly I am. And I'm sure that Richard and Ali are as well. So we're really excited for this, and we hope you guys are as well. So Ali, any final thoughts for today's video? Yeah,
just, I mean, at the very least, come check it out. See what you think. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys have any suggestions? Is there anything you guys want to see? But yeah, just come check us out and see what you think.
Completely agree with that assessment. And Richard, any final thoughts, concluding thoughts, or anything along those lines?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about the opportunity. As I've said, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing all my friends from different media platforms, you know, old people from other forums and people from the Facebook groups, and looking forward to meeting new people as well. So yeah, no, I see you there, guys.
So excited for it. We really hope you guys are as well. It's going to be a blast. And man, I really haven't been so excited for some sort of like media form in such a long time because, you know, I'm not the one running it. You know, I'm not behind the scenes trying to make it work to the best of my ability. And I am very fortunate to have Ali and Richard behind there too. So we can most certainly get after this as well. So we are super excited for it. It's going to be so fun to see all the encompassing elements. And we most certainly promise you guys that this will be the funnest, most civilized form that you're going to be on for model airplane collecting. It is super fun. And we really hope you guys are excited for it. So with all that being said, that will do for today's video, everybody. We really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please go check it out. Link in the description. Make an account, register, go start posting stuff. We most certainly will try to reply to every single person we can. We are really excited for it. Go experiment with it. We're super excited for it. We made this for you guys. We made this for you guys to interact with your fellow aviation enthusiasts. And this is so exciting. We really hope you guys are excited for this. So super excited for it. Really hope you guys are as well. And with all that being said, that will do for today's video. So that will do for today's video, everybody. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching on our channels. We really appreciate it. Go use the form once again. Really exciting stuff. And we are super excited for what's to come. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys.